Hi, welcome to Wyndham Peabody Court Hotel.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jerry Getka, your host for Top of the Morning. Today we're doing something different. Instead of our usual venue, we're here at the Wyndham Peabody Court Baltimore Hotel.
It's very good to have y'all here. We appreciate it there. My name is Michael Donaldson, and I am the general manager of the Wyndham Peabody Court Hotel here on Cathedral Street in the Cultural District of Baltimore. We're a beautiful 104-room hotel. We're almost 100 years old, and we'll talk about our history a little bit later. But we'd love you to come and see our warmth and energy here in our wonderful hotel.
Now, the warmth and energy, that's from the staff or from the heating facility?
No, it's not necessarily the heating facility. I think it's our staff.
Okay.
But as soon as you walk through the revolving doors in the front door.
It is beautiful as you come in.
Thank you very much.
And even the space where we're interviewing here in the library, I mean, it's just off the lobby, just off the front desk, and it's quiet, peaceful. I can imagine your guests loitering in here and just taking in the views outside and as you say, the peacefulness of the culture and whatnot.
Well, thank you. They do. They spend almost every hour. There's people in here reading.
Now, as the general manager, what exactly do you do?
Well, I make sure other people are working, I guess, including myself. But I manage the day-to-day activities here. I'm usually here every day, give or take 6 or 7 in the morning until at least 6 or 7 at night. We have a lot of bank facilities. We're very active. We're very blessed, and business is very good right now. And I just make sure that our food and beverage, our outlets, our restaurant are all working in cohesion together.
Now, how did you get into this? As a little boy, you grew up and said, I want to be a general manager of a hotel?
That's a great question. Not necessarily, though. I started out putting little beers in little refrigerators some 30-some years ago. And I
did that in college, but they didn't stay long.
No, and maybe you didn't get paid for that. I don't know.
Probably not.
Yes. And I started to like the hotel business. I did it in hotels, and it just grew into that business for me. It's worked out very well.
Is this your first stop as a general manager?
No, sir. I've been doing this for some 35 years. I've been to a lot of places in the country in my 35 years. I hope not to leave for quite a long time, if ever. There.
How does Baltimore stack up to some of the other places?
I like Baltimore a lot. Been everywhere from New Orleans, Chicago, Philadelphia, but I think it's a perfect size for me and my family, by all means.
And you've been here for how long?
Almost 2 years, going
Almost
nearly
2
2
years.
years.
Almost 2 years. And that coincides with the Wyndham partnership with Peabody?
That happened about a year and a half before that. That was the year
Okay.
2010. They changed from a Clarion Select Hotel to the
Okay.
Wyndham brand.
And how is that done in terms of the business side for you?
Well, it's very good. I think that people know the Wyndham name. It's
Yes.
worldwide. We have a lot of international guests here because of that situation there. And the support is good. They're very supportive in our endeavors and our ideas. So it's been a good mix so far.
How large is this place?
Well, it's 13 floors. The top floor is a open banquet area.
Okay.
And we have 104 rooms on our 12 floors there. And it has a restaurant and a bar as well. And our second floor are all additional meeting rooms.
So this becomes a gathering place almost every day then with the bar and the restaurant.
It most certainly does. Quite a good place for locals. In fact, our restaurant is known for its local draw.
And the name of the restaurant?
It's George's. It's named after the 3 Georges.
Okay, George Washington, George Herman Ruth, and George Peabody. The first two I know quite a bit about. I don't know a whole lot about George Peabody.
George Peabody is the founder of the Peabody Conservatory of Music, which is also across the street from us. He's now working with Johns Hopkins University.
Okay, and we have one of your employees coming on in a little bit telling us about more of the historical aspect of that.
Yes, sir. Allison will do a great job at that.
Great, we'll talk to her about that. Now, getting back to the restaurant, tell us a little bit more about some of the specials, some of the, what would make me come here?
It'd be my pleasure. Well, I think the ambience and the warmth of the restaurant is quite a strong draw for us there. And like I said before, we have a lot of locals every single day here. Our menu is quite strong, though, and the prices are very reasonable, and the quantity of food is almost too much there.
Uh-oh.
So it's a good thing there. Some of my favorites: the cranberry walnut salad, the salmon BLT, the Peabody, the seafood toast. We make almost everything in-house.
The Peabody. What is the Peabody?
The Peabody's our special club sandwich there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So if I go into the restaurant and I talk to the chef or one of the waiters and I mention your name, I get a special deal?
Well, there's a special every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as well. Monday nights are monumental hamburger night there. All hamburgers are
Wow.
$10. Tuesday, we have some cooks that have been here well over a dozen years, and they love ribs.
I thought you were going to tell me they've been here since Washington's time. That's all right.
I don't think they'd like to hear that, but
Okay.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
But they've been here a while, though, and they love ribs, and they do quite a good job on Tuesday nights. And then Wednesday night, we call it comfort night. And then we have everything from what you consider soul food to catfish to meatloaf to things that are just going to warm the tummy, especially as the colder days go on.
Now, see, I wouldn't have thought so much about coming here for happy hour or for even a quick lunch or something of that nature, but you're making it sound like I should come here every day.
You certainly could with our large menu. That would be quite a sufficient idea, yes, sir.
And since you're so close to everything, I mean, the Inner Harbor, the monument, some of the schools, I mean, this is within walking distance of almost everything I do downtown, pretty much.
Well, very good. We're right next to the transportation, and the valet parking is available 24 hours a day, right in front of our building as well.
And breakfast?
Breakfast starts at 6:30 in the morning, but we serve breakfast all day long. We stop serving our food at 10 o'clock at night, and that's the last call for breakfast as well.
All right. Anything you'd like to say beyond what we've already covered?
Jerry, I appreciate you visiting us today. I believe that we're a wonderful full-service hotel with the fitness room, the restaurants, the room service, the valet. The location is about as wonderful as it gets as well there. We're just off the Inner Harbor, but we're far enough away to make it a quiet, peaceful stay for everybody there. I hope you come back and visit us, Jerry.
I will, especially with breakfast all day. I mean, why would I pass on something like that? And contact info for anybody who's interested in calling you to make a reservation?
Certainly, it's 1-800-WYNDHAM, and our website is www.peabodycourthotel.com.
Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is Jerry Getka, your host for Top of the Morning. And special treat for me, we're eating at George's Restaurant here in the Wyndham Peabody Court Hotel. And I'm here with the server, Rondell. And Rondell is about ready to bring us our food.
Here you go, sir. Turkey and beef beside Caesar.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And I have a portobello mushroom sandwich with fries.
Looks good to me. There's an awful lot of food here. Look at the size of these portions. They look delicious. Just the preparation and the presentation. Very nice. Very good. Finger looking good. And my partner across the table here has a portobello mushroom sandwich with pickled tomato, lettuce, huge amount of ketchup, some fries, and a house salad with a special dressing. This is a turkey and brie combination. It's very, very tasty. And it has a dressing of some kind. I think it's a honey mustard mayonnaise. Not a whole lot, just the right amount, just a touch. And it's very, very flavorful. If you like food that has taste, come to George's. Hello, everybody. I'm Jerry Getka. I'm here with Jessica Green. Green. And you are with
The Wyndham Peabody Court Hotel.
Wyndham Peabody Court Hotel. We're sitting here in the library section.
That's correct.
It's beautiful here. Absolutely gorgeous. Coming in through the entrance to the lobby, just past the desk on the left-hand side. And we've got some beautiful furniture, some beautiful background, and a beautiful woman sitting next to me. What can I say?
Well, thanks.
Now, we're here to talk about what makes the Peabody Court Hotel unique.
Oh, it's beautiful. You know, buildings that were built in Baltimore in the 20s, this building specifically, 1928, has a lot. They have a lot of character. From the borders to the chandeliers. And so, you know, it's unique in
You're
that...
you're talking about the physical nature of it, not some of the people within
Yes.
them? Okay.
Well, first,
Characters there as well?
Yeah, the character from the building standpoint first. I think people can really appreciate some of the architecture that this place has that exemplifies the 1920s. It's it's definitely the boutique place that you want to be.
You mentioned 1920s. Have there been any films made here? I mean, it seems suited for it.
Yeah, I would say so, but no, there haven't been any films, so to speak. A lot of big celebrities, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
By name?
Such as Warren Beatty and Shirley MacLaine.
Do you know, I actually stayed here once, too. Do I match the celebrity list?
I guess and Jerry.
And Jerry. And Jerry. Now, again, this is such an old building. You said from the 20s.
Yeah.
Ghosts, manifestations, anything of that type?
Yeah, we get sightings every now and again. We get a few scares, a few knocks, few walks.
And you bring the police in to arrest the people who've been drinking too much?
Yes, the Ghostbusters, to be exact.
That would be fun. I'd like to come down here one time and see that.
I wouldn't. The wee hours of the morning, you start seeing things. You want to know if it's a drink versus what you're actually saying. I'm good.
Well, I've been teasing you about the location, but please tell me about some of the nice features here.
Oh, well, we sit right in the heart of Mount Vernon, right across from the Engineers Club, the Peabody Conservatory, right near where the Meyerhoff and some of the other event.
Not very far from the Inner Harbor.
Exactly, not far at all, very walkable. So we sit in a very quaint location. There's no other competitors, if I can say, in this location. So as a result...
I'll let you say that. That's
as a result, we capitalize a lot on the local business and local venues. It's a perfect location. And the Maryland Historical Society is right across the street from us.
Aside from a hotel, and how large is the hotel itself?
It's 104 guest rooms and about a little over 5,000 square feet in function space.
That's quite extensive. You mentioned function space. Functions such as?
Well, we can do corporate meetings during the middle of the week. We're quite known for our social functions, though, that take place on our rooftop. We call it windows. Okay. So weddings, mitzvahs, on the smaller scale, but we do quite a bit of those. Our weekends are jam-packed with those.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's quite extensive in terms of all the activities and whatnot, but I'm sure you want more, right?
Absolutely.
How are you going to achieve that?
Well, again, a large base of our business comes from our locals in the area. And so what we really are trying to do, specifically with our George's restaurant, is to reach out more to our local clientele by making sure that our salespeople are really engaged during those peak happy hour times, breakfast morning times, because that's where most of our business actually comes from.
I assume you work fairly closely with the convention center? And
We do. Depending on how many rooms the convention will bring, we'll see some overflow from that. Most people want to be directly on the Inner Harbor. But, depending again how large the actual convention is and rate
but this has to be
sensitivity.
much nicer than some of the hotels down by the harbor.
Absolutely.
If nothing else, just because of the historic aspect.
It's a beautiful hotel. Again, it has a lot of character, a lot of history. People that come to Baltimore, they do understand and know for the most part that Baltimore has a lot of history. And we're
ghosts.
a part of that.
And
ghosts. Ask Edgar Allan Poe.
You mentioned George's restaurant. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, George's restaurant has been here, since the opening of the actual Wyndham Hotel. We service a lot of the, again, local area in Mount Vernon, and local businesses as well. So they come in, they enjoy our staff, because it's our staff that really wins them over. Our specials as well, but they come in, they enjoy George's and the staff, and so as a result, most of our business comes from that.
Okay. You mentioned it's the Wyndham Peabody Court. I have lived in this area most of my life, traveled quite a bit in all the places, but I never knew that it was something other than Peabody Court.
Well, it changed over to a Wyndham about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And since then, with the rebranding, we've been getting the word out that we are a Wyndham through various avenues, Wyndham being one of them, our corporate. And then just relationships with the CVB, which is the Convention Center Bureau, and other associations in the area.
Well, I usually stay at Wyndham's when I travel.
Oh, wonderful.
And didn't realize that. All right, so you've been with Wyndham for 2 years. What have they added to the historical aspect of the Peabody?
Yeah, well, we've done some upgrades, some soft goods, bedding, our internet Wi-Fi connection, which is complimentary. We've done some work to our elevators. Here's the reality of it. We
So you
can't
had
make
the
them
old
larger.
world and they brought you the new world.
Absolutely.
That sounds
It's
great.
historical charm with a modern flair, I like to say.
I like that. Can we write that underneath on the screen running by? You also have an exercise area?
We do, and that's brand new. It's open 24 hours to all of our clients here. And
Just for the clients, not to the outside as well?
correct, just
Okay.
our clients. So you do need to be a guest registered in the hotel to be able to use.
So what do we have in the exercise area?
Oh, ellipticals, free weights, which is a big deal these
Oh,
days.
yes.
Just pretty much the standard stuff, your towels if you need it. Exercise equipment.
Now, Jessica, as the marketing director,
Sure.
pitch me, make me want to come here.
Well, let me tell you, coming here, you have some very unique features. One specifically in the room is the heated towel rack. You don't find that in any other hotels. I haven't. And you just flip the button, come out of a hot shower, and you can grab you a nice toasty
That would have
towel.
been very nice this morning. It was cold this morning.
Absolutely. And in most of our guest rooms, we have jacuzzi tubs. And that's not a feature you have in all of your guest rooms. Maybe in some suites, but we have them in almost all of them.
We're in the middle of Mount Vernon.
Yeah.
Lots of other corporate enterprises around here. Surely you're doing something in marketing with them, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. We currently are partnering with the Engineers Club,
Great.
The Walters Art Museum, and we're looking to make, endorse or partner more with the Maryland Historical Society, the Baltimore Tourism Association. So we're developing those partnerships not only to get our name out there, but also to just show other clients in the business that we're trying to get that we can not only partner but create packages that are very attractive for our clients.
Well, you must be doing very well, because as I watch the people walk through the lobby, everybody has a smile on their face.
Yes, well, that comes down to our customer service and the great staff that we have. We do invest a lot in making sure our customer service is up to par.
Now, I assume you also do some sort of a survey of your customers when they...
Yes, they do. They have the opportunity to fill out, especially on TripAdvisor, which is open to everyone, and we all know that people check reviews now, depending on
yes.
wherever they
I always
go.
do.
So, they have the opportunity to do surveys on Wyndham's website as well as just the regular Facebook networks, the online. There's so many of them these days.
Okay, you mentioned one thing that's near and dear to my heart. You said specials. Tell me about some of the specials.
So we provide rates with breakfast included, rates that include discounts off of our average advertised rate online.
Okay.
Specifically, what has really been a great sell for us, though, has been, and everyone wants breakfast included. So breakfast, Wi-Fi, all those details. We also even create breakfast packages that if you didn't want the breakfast, but you wanted maybe some dinner, we can
Okay, so
include that as
discounts
well.
to your restaurant.
Absolutely.
Is there anything left that we haven't covered that you'd like to say to our audience?
Well, we are the place to be. We do large functions, small functions, depending on, the numbers. We can work some things out as far as affordability, rates, and so on. So I just want people to know that although we aren't right on the harbor,
You say we can work things out. Who
Yes.
do they call? How do they contact you?
well, contact me,
All right.
Jessica Green. I'm at jessica.green, and Green has an E at the end, at peabodycourthotel.com. They can contact the hotel directly by dialing 410-727-1011.
And we'll have that running across the bottom of the
Awesome.
screen through most of our interview. And that's it. You've said everything you wanted to say. You've told us how the historical values here, the wonderful staff, satisfied customers,
Yes.
beautiful, beautiful facility here. I can't think of anything else.
Call me.
Call
us.
you.
Call me. Call us.
Call Jessica at the number running below the screen. Thank you all. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica.
I'm nuts about downtown Baltimore's West Side. Hello, I'm John Waters, and I'm proud to say that Baltimore has always been my home. It's the inspiration behind all my films, including Hairspray, Crybaby, Serial Mom, and A Dirty Shame. Let me tell you, there are not a more eccentric, monumental, eclectic, intriguing, and character-filled 28 blocks anywhere in the world, and I'm here to prove it to you. This is where Babe Ruth was born. They tell me he's the best baseball player ever, not that I'd know. The West Side is also where the Maryland Historical Society calls home. With its many Baltimore artifacts, including the original manuscript of the Star-Spangled Banner, and Nipper, the RCA dog. Infectious, fashionable, full of vim and Baltimore vigor, I walk the West Side streets these days in amazement at what it's become. I'm nuts about downtown Baltimore's West Side. You will be, too.
Hello again, everybody. Jerry Getka. I'm now here with Allison Tran, who is the sales manager here at the Wyndham Peabody Court Baltimore Hotel. And Allison, among other things, you're the local historian for this location?
Well, I'm one of the sales managers for the hotel, but when I came here to the hotel, I was interested in the history.
Okay.
And I know a gentleman at the Pratt Library who works in the Maryland room. When I started here, I contacted him and asked him if he could get me some history on the hotel. This man knows everything, anything about Baltimore. I emailed him and I said, Jeff, I've got a job here at the Wyndham Peabody Court Hotel. Would you be able to look up some information, some history on the hotel? He said, fine. I got an email from him back a few minutes later, and he said, I can't find anything.
Wow.
And I said, oh, come on, Jeff. The building's old. Give me some more time. Next day I get an email, and what happened was, typically, when Jeff looks up buildings, he goes into a directory and looks by the address.
Okay.
Well, when he looked in the address, there was nothing there, and that's because back when the hotel was built, which was in the mid-20s, it was on Monument Street, and the door that's on Cathedral Street was not there. And because he was looking for the Cathedral Street address, he couldn't find anything.
Oh,
And once he
okay.
realized that, then he was able to find me information on the building.
So does the hotel open on opposite streets now still, or not?
The original entrance on Monument Street, when it was
Okay.
an apartment building, is now the entrance for George's, our restaurant.
Ah,
And when it was converted to a hotel, that's when they made the entrance on Cathedral Street.
so tell us some of the interesting historical aspects that you found when you finally got the address straightened out.
Well, the building was built in the mid-20s, and it was an apartment building. One of the things I found interesting about the apartment building was that it housed Peabody students, which
Okay.
of course, younger people, and the elderly. Those were the residents. I thought that was an interesting
It's
combination.
an unusual mixture, yes.
Yes, but it must have worked, because it was like that from the time it opened, like I said, in the mid-20s, until the mid-80s.
Okay.
In the mid-80s, the gentleman that owned the building at the time, Mr. Morton Sarubin, he was the owner, and he decided to convert it to a hotel. He had a $6 million budget to do so. Well, before he got started, he made a partnership with the Mosses, Georges and Danielle Mosse. The Mosses were a French couple who emigrated here from France because they felt that they were being persecuted in France because they were Jewish. So they came to the
okay.
United States. Their first job here was renovating the Hay Adams in Washington, D.C. After they finished that, they
So they had some experience with
Yes.
with that sort of
And that's a
transformation.
beautiful hotel. After they finished that, they partnered with Mr. Sarubin to do this hotel. Well, when Mrs. Mosse, they were from France. And when you come into the hotel, you can look around and see by the furniture.
That's
She
beautiful.
brought the furniture, most of the furniture, the draperies, the carpeting, those types of things, she brought over from Europe.
And they're antiques and valuable?
Yes, some of them are.
The chair I'm sitting in?
No, that is
okay.
not. But some of the other things are. And you can see none of our rooms are exactly alike because it used to be an apartment building.
Okay.
And also the furniture in the rooms is not your typical cookie cutter hotel furniture because it was brought over from Europe.
Well, every place I look, I see things that are unique that I haven't seen in lots of other places. Most especially our background. We're here in the library of the hotel, which is just inside the entrance. And you were telling me about some of the pieces that are in here that are unique?
This particular cabinet, they employed Rita St. Clair, and she is a very well-known interior decorator
Yes.
right here in Baltimore. She still has her agency. She still does interior
Well-known name
decorating.
locally.
Absolutely. Well, we contacted Miss St. Clair and asked her if she could come over to the hotel, and we took her through a couple months ago. And she said for the most part, things are pretty much how she did them. And this cabinet is one of those things. The books are rare and valuable, but this cabinet is the same way that she put it together when she did it in the 80s.
And you do keep it locked because if it's valuable, you want to make sure.
Absolutely, yes, we keep it locked. But things like the vent covers, I asked her about the vent covers. I said, they're very unusual vent covers. And she said, oh, they're not vent covers. I said, well, what are they? She said, well, I found them at a salvage company, and I thought they were interesting, so I came and put them over top of the vents.
Now, we spoke earlier about the building being so old, possibility of it being haunted and ghosts.
Some of the staff say that they have felt things in different areas of the hotel, so we're in the process of having an investigation done at the hotel.
There are actually people who do that specifically.
Oh, yes. We're going to be bringing in, it's a company called Inspired Ghost Tracking.
Okay.
And the lady's name is Miss Ehrlich, Margaret Ehrlich, and she does investigations like that. So we contacted her, and as soon as we can get some available rooms, because we've been very busy lately, we're going to have her and her crew come and spend the night here and see what they can find out.
Will we turn that into another shoot, perhaps, that we can do the haunting of?
Possibly.
That could be very interesting. Tell us about some of the other things that are still here of historical value.
Each room still has the original doorbell from when it was an apartment building, and that makes it very quaint and
Each room
unique.
has its own doorbell?
Yes, each room
That
has,
is
and they
unique.
still work. They also light up that say "Do Not Disturb."
Oh.
But we also have the modern "Do Not Disturb" signs that you can hang on your doorknob if you would choose to do that. When they did the renovation, they added the top floor, which is our rooftop. And at the time it was added, it was an exclusive French restaurant. There were two sides. There was a smaller side, which was a bar. People would go in, they'd have their cocktails.
Okay.
Miss Marseille had a mural hand-painted in Italy that she brought over and put behind the bar.
And it's a mural of?
It was just a landscape mural.
Okay, landscape.
It's not here anymore. I don't know what happened to it. But then after the people would have their cocktails, they would walk across the little areaway and over into the restaurant and have their dinner. Now, back in the 80s, it was $150 to eat there. That's the type of restaurant it was.
Okay.
They also, Miss St. Clair brought in the beautiful Baccarat chandelier that's hanging in the lobby. She brought that in from New York.
What is Baccarat chandelier?
Baccarat chandelier, it's a crystal chandelier, and
Okay.
Baccarat is the creme de la creme of crystal.
Ah,
I also found out when we brought Miss St. Clair over that the elevator doors, at the time when they did the renovation, they wanted brass, but they ran out of money. So they had a local artist come in, and the lady hand-painted the elevator doors. They're still like that today.
oh,
Because they couldn't afford to have brass, because by the time, as I said, Miss Marseille she just pulled out all the stops when she came in. But after a while, the partnership kind of fell apart.
okay.
They all went their separate ways. The restaurant stopped, and then it was taken over by a couple other hotel brands,
Okay.
and the restaurant was converted into meeting space.
I noticed as I came in, there's a spiral staircase.
Yes, the spiral staircase sort of mimics the spiral staircase at the Peabody Library.
Oh, okay.
Also, the tapestry that covers the walls going up the staircase, that's original. That Miss Marseille put that in herself, and that's still here.
I want to thank you for all the information you've given us on all the historical aspects.
It was my pleasure.
And we're just about ready to wrap the show. You're the last guest in this series. Is there anything else you'd like to say that we haven't already covered?
Just, if you haven't been to the hotel, please come and visit us. We're available even to take people through tours if they would like to see our meeting space or any of our guest rooms, or come and get a bite to eat at George's. We really do have a unique property. I think it's one of the best kept secrets in Baltimore.
And for anyone wanting to have an event of any kind?
You can contact any of us in the sales department, or you can call the hotel number. It's 410-727-7101 and ask for someone in sales.
And your website address.
It's www.peabodycourthotel.com.
That's all you need to know. Come down, take a look, come into beautiful downtown Baltimore, and see one of the most unique properties that you're ever going to see. Thank you again, Allison. It was very much a pleasure.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.
See you next time. Hope you enjoyed your stay.